My name is Constable Tony Bella from the Toronto Police Public Information Unit, and to my left is Staff Superintendent Jeff McGuire from the Toronto Police Service, and he will update you in regards to today's incident. Sir?
Good evening. Thank you everyone for coming on short notice, and I'm happy to speak to you. This evening we were involved in our policing duties with the G20. As you know, there have been many large crowds that we've had to police, and this occurred again on Queen Street this evening. Our officers were escorting a large group of protesters who were making their way across Queen Street towards Peter. During the time of that escort, we gained significant evidence to suggest that we had members of black bloc-type people that involved in the crowd mixed in. And that included people who, during the walk, actually donned masks, as we saw yesterday, which was the precipitation of the violence that we saw. I'm also advised that we recovered some weapons along the route from unknown sources who had dropped them, but they were also found. So all of this led our officers, who have been on the road trying to protect the city very diligently, to believe that they had the reasonable grounds, in which they did, to believe that a breach of the peace was going to take place from the people involved in this group, including the people, as I said, that we believed were potentially black bloc-type protesters, as well as people who chose not to disassociate themselves from this group, even after they had the opportunity to witness the people being arrested donning masks and activities that were very similar to the type that led to great difficulty yesterday. So our officers did have the lawful right and did so, and in order to prevent a further breach of the peace, they used the resources that they had at the ground to bring this group to a stop, and they were arrested for breach of the peace, and we're in the process of processing all persons within that group. The inclement weather came upon us at some point, obviously, and it was very quickly, and that was a difficult situation for all of us as well, including our officers. After discussion, the breach of the peace, and I suspect part of the calming atmosphere of the weather, the rain brought the danger of a further breach of the peace to dissipate. And after discussion at the command level, upon the direction of the Chief of Police, all of the people involved in this incident had been or are in the process, but I'm fairly confident that everyone has been released at this point unconditionally and as quickly as we could. I would like to say that the Toronto Police and the citizens of Toronto have been through a very difficult weekend, something that we've never experienced before. And we are very confident and very thankful for the support that we get from the police. This is a very challenging time for our officers as well. Some of the things that they saw that I've related to you were very similar in nature to the things that precipitated the incredible acts of violence and destruction that we experienced in the city yesterday. And certainly our officers did not want to expose the citizens of Toronto or themselves to another event that had the potential to develop from that. So we understand that this has been a very challenging time for the citizens that were involved. This entire event has been a very challenging time for the Toronto Police Service on the weekend, and we've done the best we feel that we can to try and support. We're not suggesting that we're perfect. These decisions are made as best as we can at the time with the evidence that we have, things that we're facing. And I support our officers that they had the power to do what they did. And we're sad, I hope the public can continue to support us, because we cannot face the thugs that have caused the damage in the city over this weekend and allow them to have committed the acts that they have without continuing to show support from the public and recognize that what we do is in the best interest of the public, and sometimes it doesn't always work out perfectly for all, and we recognize that, and I know that you do. But our interest, when our officers hit the street every single day, particularly through this weekend, as they worked 16 and 18 hours straight in the rain, fighting, was for the public interest and the public safety of our law-abiding citizens, and we will continue to pursue the thugs that started this. And that's the comments I would like to make at the beginning, and I fully expect that you have many questions, and I will do my very best to answer them for you.